What's going on, guys? Let's talk about the Eisenhower dollar, 10 of them that are really valuable, notable errors on them, an explanation of the errors and varieties, the highest grade, and of course the values. Let's start off at number 10 with the 1976 Bicentennial Ike dollar. These were out of Pennsylvania. They had a mintage of 113 million of them, and the most important and notable one you're going to look for is the Bicentennial Type 2 reverse. This one has thin, refined lettering on the reverse, common, but in high grades, demands a really good premium. High-graded specimens like an MS-67 sells for an upwards of $800 to $1,000. Really good condition ungraded specimens can still be worth an upwards of $5 to $10, depending on condition. At number 9, the 1973 Eisenhower dollar. These are also out of Philadelphia, but a tiny amount of them were minted, only 2 million. This is one of the lowest mintages for a circulation Eisenhower dollar, which makes them really, really scarce. When you see them in high-grade conditions, or even high-condition ungraded, these can sell for really, really good money. These were a low mintage business strike. And even in just good condition, these can sell in upwards of $20 to $30. In higher grades like MS-65 or higher, these can sell for well over $1,000. At number 8, another 1976p Eisenhower dollar, except for these are going to be the ones you want to look for with the Bicentennial Type 1 reverse variety. There was 113.3 million of them minted. These ones have a thick, blocky lettering with a unique reverse design. This one's more challenging to find in higher grades and higher conditions, but they are worth a really good premium. These are worth an upwards of $1,200 to $1,500 in high MS grades like MS-66 or 67. Ungraded but really good condition can still sell in upwards of $10. At number 7 is the 1973S Eisenhower dollar. These are silver proofs, so since they came out of the San Francisco Mint like other proof coins for this series, you'll see a lower mintage at 1.8 million. These are 40% silver proof versions, often found in really high grades. A PR69 DCAM or Deep Cameo sold for over $1,500 through Heritage. Ungraded versions of this coin can still be seen selling for $30 to $80 depending on condition. At number 6, the 1972p Ike dollar. These had 75.8 million minted, with a Type 3 reverse being one of the most notable to look for. The final redesign with well-defined continents on Earth makes this one really, really detailed and worth looking for. These are scarce in high grades, but when you see them sell at auction in grades like MS-65 or higher, they sell for well over $1,800 or $2,000. Ungraded, these are usually worth around $1, but in really good condition can sell in upwards of $15 to $30. At number 5, another 1972 Ike dollar to look for. These ones are also out of Philadelphia and had the same mintage, of course, 75.8 million. The notable variety to look for is the Type 1 reverse. This features bold relief and distinct earth details, making it an early and sought-after variety of Eisenhower dollar. These start out around $1 in upwards of $20 or $30 in good condition but ungraded. When seen in grades of MS-66 or higher, these can sell for well over $1,500, with an MS-67 selling for $2,800 through great collections. At number 4, the 1971D Eisenhower dollar. These had 68.5 million of them minted out of Denver, with a friendly eagle reverse variety being the one you want to look for. These are softer and more rounded in the eagle design, differing from the standard sharper relief on most of the coins. These are highly, highly collectible and can sell in upwards of $3,000 in grades like MS-66. Now, ungraded, these can still sell for good money. In good conditions, they can sell for around $30 to $40. At number 3, the 1976 S Ike dollar. These had just at 4 million of them minted. They are 40% silver Bicentennial coins, and these special silver-clad versions of the Bicentennial dollar are highly valued. These are worth an upwards of $4,000 in high grades like 68 or 69. Ungraded, they can still sell for $50 to $100 when in good conditions, and are sought after by both just Eisenhower collectors, but also precious metals collectors as well as proof collectors. At number 2, the 1971 S Silver Proof Eisenhower dollar. There were 4.2 million of them minted out of San Francisco. They are also a 40% silver proof, and they're highly desirable when they're in a deep cameo condition. A PR69 DCAM Eisenhower dollar from 71 sold for over $4,000 in auction only a couple years ago, and these are still worth $40 to $100 in ungraded, decent conditions. Last on our list, but definitely not least, is the 1972p Eisenhower dollar. There were 75.8 million of them minted out of Philadelphia. We talked about the other 72 Eisenhower dollars. This one has a notable variety of a Type 2 reverse. This features a rare, high-relief earth design with less detail in Florida and the Caribbean. Harder to find in circulation, but really, really valuable. When graded high at MS66 or higher, these can sell for well over $7,000, with an MS67 selling through Heritage for over $8,000. Ungraded, you can still see these coins selling upwards of $30, making them a great coin to pick up even if they're in good circulated condition. As you can see, there's some really good value to Eisenhower dollars. I really like them. Physically speaking, I love the size, shape, and I do like the proofs and different strikes. There's tons of different varieties, as well as errors that you can find on these coins, which I'll talk about more of the errors in another video. Let me know what you think about Eisenhower dollars in the comments. More importantly, let me know what you've come across in your coin and banknote searches lately as well. I will see you in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Hit subscribe if you enjoy currency like we do. See you later.